Welcome to my channel. Italy missing the World Cup for the third time in a row. The rise, the fall, and the uncertain future. For a nation where football is more than just a sport, where it is identity, culture, and pride. The idea of Italy missing the World Cup once is painful enough. Missing it twice feels like a crisis. But missing it 3 times in a row? That's something almost unthinkable. And yet, here we are, witnessing one of the most shocking declines in international football history. This is not just a story about failed qualifications. This is a story about a giant that lost its way, a footballing empire struggling to rediscover its soul, and a nation asking difficult questions about its future. Italy is not just any team. It is one of the most successful national teams in history, with 4 World Cup titles. The Azzurri have long been known for their tactical intelligence, defensive mastery, and ability to perform under pressure. From legendary defenders to iconic midfielders and clinical strikers, Italy has produced generations of world-class talent. But history doesn't guarantee the future. The first shock came when Italy failed to qualify for the 2018 World Cup. It ended a streak of consistent appearances and marked a turning point. Many believed it was just a temporary setback, a bad cycle, a momentary dip. Fans expected a strong comeback. Then came the second failure. Missing the 2022 World Cup stunned the world even more, especially because it came shortly after Italy had won a major international tournament. It exposed a deeper problem: inconsistency. How could a team capable of beating the best in Europe struggle against smaller nations in qualification? And now, the unimaginable scenario looms: 3 consecutive absences. It raises a serious question. Is this still the same Italy? One of the biggest issues behind Italy's struggles is the lack of a clear long-term vision. Over the years, the team has gone through multiple managerial changes, each bringing a different philosophy. Instead of building continuity, these shifts have often disrupted progress. In modern football, stability matters. The most successful national teams invest in long-term planning, youth development, and a consistent playing identity. Italy, on the other hand, has often reacted to failure rather than preparing for the future. Another major concern is the development of young talent. Italy used to be famous for producing technically gifted and tactically intelligent players. Today, while talent still exists, there are fewer players breaking through at the highest level. Many experts point to structural issues in domestic football. Young players often struggle to get consistent playing time in top clubs. Experienced foreign players dominate starting lineups, limiting opportunities for local prospects. As a result, the national team pool becomes thinner. This is not just about individual quality, it's about depth. Modern international football demands versatility, speed, and creativity. Teams need players who can adapt to different systems and maintain high intensity. Italy, at times, has looked slow and predictable, lacking the dynamism seen in other top nations. Tactically, Italy has always been known for its defensive excellence. But football has evolved. Today's game requires balance, solid defense combined with attacking fluidity. In recent years, Italy has struggled to find that balance. At times, they look too cautious. At other times, they lack structure. This inconsistency makes it difficult to control games, especially against teams that play with confidence and speed. There's also a psychological dimension to consider. Football is as much mental as it is physical. When a team starts to develop a pattern of failure, doubt begins to creep in. Pressure increases. Every match feels heavier. Every mistake feels bigger. For Italy, the pressure of expectation is enormous. The weight of history can become a burden rather than a motivation. Players are not just playing for a result. They are playing to restore pride. And that pressure can lead to hesitation. One of the most painful aspects of Italy's decline is the reaction of the fans. Italian supporters are passionate, loyal, and deeply connected to their national team. Watching their country struggle to qualify for the biggest tournament in football is heartbreaking. Stadiums that once echoed with confidence now carry tension. Celebrations have been replaced by frustration. Questions are everywhere. What went wrong? Who is responsible? And most importantly, how do we fix it? The truth is, there is no single answer. Italy's situation is the result of multiple factors coming together. Structural issues, tactical challenges, psychological pressure, and missed opportunities. Solving these problems requires more than quick fixes. It requires a complete reset. Rebuilding a footballing identity takes time. The first step is investing in youth development. Italy needs to create an environment where young players can grow, gain experience, and express themselves. This means giving them opportunities at club level and integrating them into the national team early. Secondly, there needs to be a clear footballing philosophy. Whether it's a possession-based approach, a high-press system, or a hybrid style, consistency is key. Players need to understand their roles and develop chemistry over time. Thirdly, leadership matters. Both on and off the pitch, strong leadership can guide a team through difficult periods. Experienced players must step up, not just with their performances, but with their mentality. At the same time, management must provide direction and stability. There are signs of hope. Despite recent failures, Italy still has talented players. There's potential waiting to be unlocked. The challenge is turning that potential into performance. Football history has shown that even the greatest teams go through cycles. Decline is not permanent if it is addressed properly. Look at other nations that have rebuilt successfully. They faced similar struggles, made bold changes, and eventually returned stronger. Italy can do the same, but only if it learns from its mistakes. Another important factor is adapting to modern football trends. The game is faster, more technical, and more demanding than ever. Teams that fail to evolve get left behind. Italy must embrace innovation, whether in tactics, training methods, or player development. Tradition is important, but it should not become a limitation. There's also the question of identity. What does it mean to be Italy today? In the past, it meant defensive brilliance, tactical discipline, and resilience. Those qualities are still valuable, but they must be complemented by creativity and attacking ambition. Fans don't just want results. They want to see a team that represents their passion, their energy, and their belief. Missing 3 consecutive World Cups is not just a sporting failure. It's a cultural shock. It forces a nation to reflect on itself. But sometimes, failure can be a turning point. It can spark change. It can inspire a new generation. It can redefine the future. For Italy, this moment is critical. The choices made now will shape the next decade of football. Will they continue on the same path, hoping for different results? Or will they take bold steps to rebuild? The world is watching, because football is better when Italy is part of it. The World Cup without Italy feels incomplete. It lacks one of its most iconic teams, one of its richest histories, one of its most passionate fan bases. But football does not wait. Other nations are rising. Competition is increasing. The margin for error is smaller than ever. Italy cannot rely on its past. It must fight for its future. And that fight begins now. The road back will not be easy. It will require patience, courage, and unity. There will be setbacks. There will be criticism. But there will also be opportunities. Opportunities to rebuild. Opportunities to rediscover identity. Opportunities to rise again. Because if there is one thing history has taught us, it's this. Great teams never disappear forever. They fall. They struggle. But eventually, they find a way back. The question is not whether Italy can return. The question is when and how strong they will be when they do. And when that moment comes, it won't just be a comeback. It will be a statement that even after the darkest chapters, greatness can rise again. See you next video.